Have you ever fantasized about racing around and recording the craziness that you see on your motorcycle? Something like this? Me too. My whole life I've dreamed about just recording everything that I see on the road and being able to go back and show people at some other time. Well, now we can both do it very affordably. Stay tuned.
Install this front and rear facing dash cam for motorcycles. It's a motorcycle camera recorder, so that means this guy is waterproof. The cameras are waterproof. This thing is supposedly at least water resistant. I don't think you can put it in the tub or go underwater with it. So if you're ADV in your bike underwater, this might not be the best thing. But I pulled it out on the live stream the other day. I did the unboxing the other day on the live stream, and I was really impressed with the construction. Not like usual dash cams are cheap, plasticky. This thing feels solid, almost aluminum. These are definitely aluminum. These are solid. And the most interesting thing, too, is the Sony sensors, which I'm very excited about. I'm a huge fan of Sony sensors. Every camera I've ever had them in was fantastic. Looks like this is a remote. It also looks like I'm going to be able to install it kind of like a plug-and-play thing where it's not, I don't have to run a bunch of wires, or at least that's what I've seen so far. Like this is one of the big ones. Apparently I can just plug this into my USB and get power to the unit, I believe. Yeah, there we go. That's going to give me power to the unit just by plugging this USB thing in there. So that's going to make installation a whole lot easier. I mean, I could do the installation, unlike a lot of folks that don't have the competence or the confidence and competence. It's kind of you really need both when you're installing electrical stuff. You need a lot of competence, and you need the confidence to know that you can. I don't like cutting into wiring, but this is, this would go to your battery. In other words, if you want to stick it in there forever. Since I have 3 motorcycles at this point in my life, I might want to take this off and put it on another motorcycle. So it'd be really nice that all I had to do is pull the cameras and pull the wiring out and then plug it into my other bike if I so desire. So you got your 3M tape for your mounts. So basically you don't have to do anything except glue them on, right? Very excited about that. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe put one up front. I'm not really sure where they're going, but I'm thinking probably somewhere around here, and then run that up through here. So hopefully it'll be a really quick installation. We'll see. So this thing appears that it might be as easy as just plugging it up and going. Yeah, if this USB power supply works. So I've already installed my USB stuff. I charge my phone and other devices while I'm riding down the road. So I've already got that installed. So let's just go ahead and turn this on. Looks like I got power. It's a nice little picture of me riding down the road there. Not. So I guess it's got to boot up here. No signal. So let's plug one of these cameras in. Since it looks like it's already recording, let's plug there we go. Isn't that nice? So that's going to be the front. Doesn't look good at all with that little protective sticker on there, so let's peel this thing off. Ooh, look. I'm pretty excited with it so far. I wonder how shockproof and all that it's going to be. We'll figure that out here shortly. Let me put this thing back on there just to keep the grime off of it, if nothing else. And then we'll go ahead and put this other guy on there, make sure it's working. So far I'm digging it. It's funny, these folks sent me an email. They found my YouTube channel. They sent me an email. I was like, oh yeah, free motorcycle dash cam? Absolutely. I've been wanting to do my own for a while. Ah, very good. Alright, so we got 2 of them working now. That's good. Now I think I want to mount this up here on the handlebars. I think. Let's see what we can do with it. So far, the hardest thing to install has been this bracket. I think one of the major issues is this thing is powder coated and the threads are really hard to start and then feed through there, and that's a lot of threads. I don't think you need that many threads. So this bolt needs to be about, I don't know, half the size. But then I lost the piece, the plastic insert. It's down here in the motorcycle somewhere. I can't find it. So far this has been a real pain in the butt. But now I'm getting ready to mount this guy onto there. So I'm pretty excited about that. As far as I can tell, the rest of the installation is almost plug and play. Stick the cameras on, bolt them in place, run the cable. That's about probably, that's going to be the next hardest thing. If I don't drop one of these bolts. If I drop one of these bolts, this thing's going to be gone too. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see, this is not too hard. Even somebody as dumb as me can install it. If I can get this final bolt in here. Yeah, and these threads are fine. I remember seeing that on Orange County choppers. They would send stuff off to powder coating and it would come back, and they couldn't put the bike back together because all the threads were filled with powder coating. It was just something, and I'm sure it's probably just something they overlooked. I think this is a new model. I think the company's been around for a little while. Alright, that looks pretty solid. I'm digging it so far. Now let's run these suckers to where they're supposed to be.
I was really impressed with not only the build quality and the solid components, but also how easy it was to install. Besides the mounting bracket for the DVR, everything else was simple. Running the cables through the back went pretty quickly, and there was plenty of slack with the cables that they give you. There was no cutting or soldering wires, and if you have no USB plugs on your bike, you can run the power directly to the battery. The cables all plug in quickly and you twist to lock them in place. No drilling or screws to mount the cameras. Easy. Also, there's enough options for you to place the DVR, the recording device, anywhere on the bike. You can put it on the handlebars like I did, in the tank bag, under the seat, which is probably where mine is going to wind up eventually. And the remote allows you to control all the functions you need while riding. So far, I'm really impressed with this equipment, and the image quality is really surprising also. So it's double-sided tape. So I'm going to try to put it dead center as far back as I can. And that appears like that is it. Looks like it's turned correctly. And I am pressing with all my might. So probably I may have to do some adjusting there, and then pull this lens protector off, pull this excess cord in there so that is not dangling, and then go install the front camera. And there it is. Yes, I am quite aware that my bike is filthy. I did not agree to wash my bike before I did all this. If you know me at all, you know that I don't wash my bike very frequently. I know it's probably a good idea just to be able to see when things are hanging. Like I've still got a fork seal leak, and it would be really nice if I was to replace that. And if I did not inspect my bike occasionally, I would not have known it. And I would say that you probably more likely, and this is probably the biggest reason I should wash my bike, is that you should inspect your bike frequently. And probably the best way to inspect your bike is to wash it. Probably. So I don't have a problem with people washing their bikes. I have a problem with people washing their bikes instead of riding them. That's always been my big beef. So, and there's a lot of people that spend more time washing and primping and loving on their beautiful machines than they spend more time doing that than they spend time riding. So, I've always been against that type of behavior, and maybe I go to the extreme. My bike is always a dirty, filthy piece of mess, and but I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I never have been. Well, maybe back when I was a young man, but that was a long time ago. That was a very long time ago. Back when I was trying to get laid a lot. Alright, so that is going to be pretty close to where I want it. So I'm going to mount it around there, hopefully. Yeah. So I got a nice, ooh, look at that. That just sticks out perfectly. Alright. So same thing I did last time. Let's see if we can peel this sticky stuff off of here. Once I get everything adjusted, I'm going to roll out and do some testing. See how, I think my biggest concern is that it's going to be like a dash cam, except dash cams are usually on the insides of cars. If it's just like a regular dash cam, I'm afraid it's going to be vibrating too much. And that is definitely a concern. Alright, that sucker is pressed in there pretty good. I got it kind of pointed up. Probably going to want it down a little bit. But there we go. We are installed, baby. And it would look really good there if it wasn't for the fact that it's sitting underneath a filthy bike. Alright, well, let's go do some testing.
So we're booting up. Just boot up. I mean, it's basically a computer. So all DVRs are computers, whether they're anything real or not. Hey, I can actually back up here with this thing. Let's go do that. This thing is loud. Well, so far, doesn't seem to be vibrating a lot. That's good. Let's go to the front camera. Oh yeah, no vibration at all. Very good. That's the one thing that I was really worried about. All right, let's roll around. Doesn't seem to be vibrating at all. I mean, I see zero vibration. I saw a model, a similar model, same manufacturer, older model, apparently. And it was on a KLR, so it was vibrating a good bit. I don't know if that was because it was on a KLR or if it was because it's just a crappy camera. But these Sonys are nice, man. I've been saying that for many, many years. The Sony sensors are really, really nice. And it looks like it's aligned properly. It looks like it's tilted properly, both of them. How did I get that right? I don't know. Well, let's go get the rest of my stuff out of the way. Get my laundry out of the way. Close the door to the back. And then let's figure out what the heck I need to do. Strap everything down.
So I wound up relocating the rear camera after noticing it was bouncing too much under the top case. The top case was loose, so it kind of makes sense. And I just applied more 3M tape to put it on the rear fender, and it works perfectly now. I also removed the watermark, the date and time and speed, more importantly. I do not need that for cinema or self-incrimination, so the evidence has been removed. I also shot a nice demo of the camera side by side so you can see the picture and resolution but I mostly talk about why you should add a motorcycle dash cam to your bike. Links in the description for the camera and that video below. And check out my other review videos in the playlist, and I will see you next time.